and welcome to the Crackacantalkshow. I'm Ross Bowie and I'm joined today with Donald Macleod, nightclub owner, promoter, journalist, works for a charity. Have I missed anything there?
Aye, quite a lot actually.
Pilot.
Definitely.
Pilot.
Well, well, first of all, do that. There you go. You get your red stripe.
He's got a wee red stripe.
He's
got a red stripe. I've got a cross in the Rubicon today, and we're going to be drinking and having a wee chat with each other.
Well, actually, there you go. Well, I've already cracked mine open, so I'm a greedy bastard. But no, you missed. It's Donald Cameron Macleod of the Clan Macleod. You should never forget that.
Clan Macleod.
That's the working title. Yeah. I'm also the chair of the events for Nordoff Scotland. That's the charity, which we've done many things over the past 20 years, including. 22 years in putting the Scottish Music Awards together.
Yeah, because that was it was the Tart and Clef Awards originally, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, still, you get a Tart and Clef. That was my idea to call it that. But over the years, it's evolved and it's been accepted now as Scotland's main music awards ceremony, which is great.
Yeah, I remember DJing after one a few years ago. Because you get like local bands as well, don't you? You have like contests for them and stuff.
We did do that. In fact, funny, Stephanie Cheap was one of the winners.
I was just looking her up, yeah.
Yeah, and we had La Fontaine's have been there before as well on the way up. Yeah, no, we've had a few. Frightened Rabbit, I remember years ago they played. So it started off quite a snob. Aye, who are they? That wee band. No, they were actually the first people. When we started the awards, Christ, I had to say 22 years ago, and there was in the City Chambers, and there was no live music back then. We weren't allowed by it, but everybody was rat arse. So you'd Lulu and that there. Completely off their faces. And Simple Minds were the first recipients of a Tart and Clef, but they weren't allowed to play live, and so it was great that last year they turned up and actually did a wee number for us.
Brilliant.
There's a few bands though we still want to get there playing live, like Frank Ferdinand and stuff like that. And hopefully, cool, and this year was meant to be a big smasher, but
big 2020 number.
A big fucking 2020 coronavirus fuck off number, and of course that hasn't happened for all as we know.
Yeah.
But we'll be organising something special for that,
cool.
And with a great pickup. Obviously, it's going to be a streaming spectacular, but it's monetarising. It's a hard thing because everybody likes to watch things for fuck all.
Exactly.
So actually, anybody watching this, go on to Nordoff Robbins and the charity and make a donation, at least Definitely. 20 quid ahead, so my mum will pay it.
It's definitely a good way to do it. You've seen a lot of bands do that as well. Like they do like Patreon and stuff like that, and they're doing like covers and like I don't know if you watched any of them. The Trivium live stream was like incredible.
I get fed up watching the whole streaming thing because most of the bands are shit at it, and I tell you, I've seen a few good ones, very few good ones, but most are vomit, and you just think, fuck, get back to the rehearsal room,
I think the good ones make the smaller ones look so much worse, if that makes sense, because the quality difference is night and day.
You've got great bands out there, but I was talking about this earlier. I'm old, right? Yeah. So fuck you, guys. I'm old, but it was recently they did a big, huge, mega streaming round the world. Can't remember what it was for. Elton John was just fucking shocking, but the Rolling Stones just sat back from different parts of the world and played.
Just played their songs, not messing about.
People think you're Rolling Stones, but they were fucking one of the world's biggest bands, still are.
Yeah.
And you know what? It just showed you if a band rehearses, a band plays gigs, a band will be tight forevermore. And that's the sad thing about today, because bands aren't getting to rehearse, bands aren't getting to play live, own their craft. So
someone who plays in bands, I can agree, man, it's a nightmare. Like there's only so much you can do over things like Zoom.
Right, over to you, fucking somebody else, the bass player's away over there on another wee screen, and then the drummers fucking play. Get to fuck, it's like that. Nobody wants that. We want live music. We want 100%. We want it soon,
Well, I don't know if you've seen I don't know if you've seen the updates today about what Nicola Sturgeon said, that specifically said that nightclubs can't open.
She is I think she's a great leader up to a point. She doesn't care about this music business. clubs, pubs. It's not on her radar.
No,
you know,
it's
for a lot of people, it's not on the radar. It's not on the radar. Keep the country safe. You know, I want to see that Jason Leach get back to doing dentistry, get off his soapbox. I really do. I think the day that happens, I'll celebrate. You know, industry business is getting killed. It's getting destroyed.
Suffering strong.
It's interesting that, you know, they're not moving out of phase 3, which means no chance of clubs. They're talking about introducing more lockdowns. They're actually talking about, in the secret layer, I've been hearing this, about curfews, 9 o'clock.
Right, okay.
What,
in pubs?
You know, it's all rumour. Aye, one pub, that's it. Then away home, away to your bed, you've had your drink. You know, it's fucking pathetic. But, you know, it's really more annoying because none of us really want to be that rebellious. We're playing the game of actually, you know, the nightclubs and pubs, they all shut down before anybody else. Yeah. We took it very seriously.
I was there the night Catty shut down. It was shut down very promptly. Yeah, I was there.
30th birthday. Where's the guy? And now we're going. And now it looks like we're last to open, and they don't care. We're expendable. But tell you what, 85,000 jobs aren't expendable. You know that'll come back and bite our arse. We've got it, and I don't want it to, because in a way, I've always wanted Scotland to be independent, and I think she's been a good leader up to this point. But now she's got to let us breathe. That's it. Anyway, enough of the politics.
I'm sure we can dive back into that in a bit.
Yeah, well, in about 2 seconds, Donald will just fucking dive in there again.
Aye. Right, so let's talk about you then.
Yeah, well, why not? You know, there is only one subject. There's only one there. There is me, and
our
then
first
there's
guest on this show.
And then there's me. I don't think there's anybody else. Nope, just me. Right, anyway, what do you want to know?
So, always been a bit of a punk rocker.
I'm looking for my bag, actually. What's that?
Always been a bit of a punk rocker then, always going against what people tell you to do.
Yeah, it's funny. This is the second sort of thing I've done today.
Yeah.
The other one was for Holyrood magazine.
Right, okay.
You've always been a bit of a rebel, Donald. Yes, I have. Sadly, I think that was my shaping. My father being a policeman helped that. Along the way, I was expelled from school. I was a punk
fifth year, wasn't it? You were expelled from school?
What?
Fifth year,
I actually managed the 5th year. They allowed me back in to sit my exams.
I think the kind of rebel for cause came, also your dad being a police officer in Bishop Briggs of all places, but the fact that you became
Bishop
a Celtic
Briggs,
fan.
They say that as if it was a snobby sort of thing. Was it? Fuck. I mean, we were fighting. There was teams for the Milton coming down, Ballarnock. We were at it all the time. I mean, it was a big. If you had money back in the 70s, that you'd buy a house in Bishop Briggs. But, you know, it didn't mean you were a snob.
No.
You know, the houses were cheap, and it just was the way it was back then. But anyway, always worked though. Always worked.
Yep.
You know, worked my granny's shop in Springburn at 12. I delivered rolls of milk at 12 all the way up to 17. Then there was a printer.
Yep. In Edinburgh, right?
After, no. I was in Glasgow, and then I joined the band and called it First Priority.
First Priority. Mm-hmm.
And we picked up the phone and we got asked if we could support a wee band. They were hopeless, you know, hardly anybody knew them. We called the Clash, you know, and just thought, we'll just see if we can support them. And this tiny wee band, the Clash, decided that the massive international superstars, First Priority, should support them just so we could sell some tickets.
It was on just like a wee small venue called the Apollo, is that right?
Yeah, it was. And I mean, we were used to arenas at that time, you know. I mean,
definitely far beyond the Apollo.
Fucking Hampden, you know, but Hampden was, you know, the old Hampden, you know, we could get 150,000. So we did 2 nights. We supported them the 2 nights, and that was the start. That was the change.
Did you you had no demos or anything? Is that right? You just brass necked it and
I didn't know what a demo was. I suppose I still don't know what a fucking demo is. Again, Cosmo Vinyl or whatever his name is. Aye, you got a demo, and this is on a phone as I'm feeding the fucking phone with 10p's. No mobiles back then, chaps. And aye. Yeah. Do you want me to send you a copy? Nah, just fucking turn up. So
Can you imagine someone doing that now?
The question to support the Clash. Yeah, it was a great interview, that one. You know, if you want to support the Clash, just say you had a demo.
Yeah.
Oh, we were shit, but it was great. We were great shit. And then we moved to London, and
didn't quite happen
for the big record deal. And no, it didn't. And then we came back to Edinburgh, and we came back up north, and I was too embarrassed to go back to Glasgow because, you know,
I was going to ask you about that.
The punk had left saying we were going to fucking do it. We were going to be the stars, and came back.
See, I was going to ask you about that. If there was a reason. If there was a reason you chose Edinburgh over Glasgow, was that what it was? To embarrass to go back?
Edinburgh, the big beamer and all that, you know, like, we didn't fucking get it. But eventually we did get a record deal. And
but that was with a different band, wasn't it? Or did
no,
first priority get a record deal as well?
We changed different members. We got rid of all the diddies and, you know, even better diddies. And we managed to get a record deal with MCA. And on the back of that, we toured with Public Image.
Okay.
And the Damned, we did quite a bit.
Yeah.
We never made it. You know, we never had huge international selling singles.
Got some good stories.
I blame the record company. I don't blame the songwriting at all. I just blame the record company.
Yeah, of course.
And then we broke up, and then we formed another band called the Crows, and that did well as well. We did quite well with them.
Did you not sign to Sony with them? Is that correct?
Yes, we did. We signed to Sony Survival Records. We actually recorded in Rockfield.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just, you know, I was really pissed off that I couldn't have been in when the phone call came in. You know how they were doing that sort of documentary about all these famous bands that did Rockfield, you know, like Queen and Led Zeppelin and all that. And it was just on there. I must have been out because, you know, I never got the call. You know, what the fuck happened? You know, we recorded there. Jesus Christ, we spent a whole week.
With Sony, nonetheless.
Fuck the Stone, you know, Stone Roses and the wankers, you know. It was the Crows, you know. They didn't get, you know.
How many records did you
some you win, some you lose. Not enough.
Not enough.
I think. Well, you know, it was always you must get an album deal. You must get an album deal. We never actually made an album. We recorded an album. We had it already and they never get mixed. So, over the piece of maybe 6 records and 6 singles and over the 2 bands, we just asked them out, you know. It was a great grounding. Yeah,
of course.
You know, because you were watching different scenes. You were working through punk, then it was new romantic, then it was goth, and at the same point, and then the heavy metal sort of thing, and all these were happening, but as our time span as a band had sort of was rapidly thinning in it, and that was the time when I started. I thought, but we played in Bathgate, that rock and roll capital, as I said before, of Scotland, and but they just stage dived straight onto the floor because there was nobody there to catch them, and and I was asked by Tam Coyle if I wanted to maybe should do a rock club.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of rock people in the area, and that's where I started the Cat House. No, it started in Bathgate, a place called Pizzazz, and Jarvis Street, which the room at the top was also there at the time. And then that's where I met McKelly, and he said, let's go and have a look at Glasgow. So we went over to Glasgow, and that's where we picked on that well-known The Fight Club, Hollywood Studios.
As I say, I've heard it was called The Fight Club.
I lived in Edinburgh, and
so
it was well known in Edinburgh, and that's where the band was and all that. So that's where we rehearsed. So I would travel over every day, and that's to the Cat House. So that's where that started. And
was it just like
could have left me. Like what happened? It just went boom.
Because it was just a one-off night, wasn't it? Like every month, it wasn't like the club was called the Cat House, was it? It was just like
no, we called it. We hired every Thursday.
Every Thursday.
Every Thursday, and we called it the Cat House. You know, to be a rock club because there wasn't anything. There was a year of curfews. Well, I think at the time, 1990 we started it there, and it boomed. It went. On a Thursday, when I say boomed, we were getting 300 people on a Thursday. And then very soon we said to the owners, well, can we get a Friday? And it would just be one room out of the...
the 3 floors, wasn't it? Yeah.
Right, and you could hire different halls, and within that year we'd managed to take the lease and of the whole building, which was quite good. And call it the Cat House and actually name it and give it a venue. But then, of course, the guys that owned it at the time tried to burn it down.
Oh, really? Well, for like insurance money or something?
And to hide their VAT records, which they'd hidden behind a wall, right?
Right, okay.
Doing an awful lot. But we managed to put the fire out, which was quite good.
Yeah, that's impressive, especially if it's free
They
floors.
weren't happy about that. They weren't happy about that.
Is that why you ended up moving to the city centre then?
We moved to the boat. Remember I can't remember the big boat that was on the Clyde site. We moved in there.
Oh, really?
Tuxedo Princess. It's quite funny. You'd be doing this sort of thing.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't be drunk. You'd be like,
Okay.
Oh, it was funny. But then we moved back to the Cat House. It was great because that's when I started doing live bands as well. So that's when the live music experience came in. I was able to pick up the phone a couple of people and get them to play and started, doing more and more live music. And having Pearl Jam when they were number 4 in the charts was a personal coup.
Highlight.
Brilliant. And having to change, they said they were unhappy at having to be paid 150 quid, so we had to give them 300.
Oh, really?
So
just like Eddie Vedder knocking on your door demanding more money.
he was brilliant, passing the tape over. He went onto, back then. You know what a cassette? Oh, you will. But some of the viewers might know. A little cassette tape that you'd put in your Sonny Walkman and record the show. And he passed this Sonny Walkman over the crowd to his engineer to record the show. I always remember that. But it was great. We also had the boy, fucking Guns N' Roses boy. Oh, what's his name? Duff McKagan. Aye. And people don't know this, but for the really oldies, Average White Band played there as well.
Oh, really?
And the rock and roll fucking geniuses of Scotland, heavy metal champions, fucking Teutonic Warriors of Clydebank. Wet.
Oh, they were top. So this Pearl Jam show,
you felt that in your fingers, didn't you?
I did.
You felt it in your toes. Did.
So was this Pearl Jam show when they were on 10 then? Is this like when they were touring 10?
I think that's what it was. Fuck, you're going back now.
Fucking hell.
Alive was number 4 in the charts.
Yeah, okay, so look, it will be the 10 cycle then.
Right, it would be 10 cycle.
Yeah.
And we were like, we thought, when I got the phone call, who? What? And then their name started popping up. Back then you bought rags like crying and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They were in paper. There was no computers then. Like, they're what? Who? I've got them. All right. What? They're number what? They're number 8, 4. Fucking brilliant.
That's amazing. Also, you've been tons of bands. You've done what? Oasis, Queens of the Stone Age. You done Scottish Download, did you not?
Yeah, that was a fucking.
That was a thing that happened.
That was Download. That lost me more money than fucking coronavirus.
I always remember Scottish Download because see when I started getting into this kind of music, my mum always remembers it because there was a 2-page spread of Slipknot in Glasgow Airport and they all had their masks on because they were coming to play Download, and that's how I always remember Scottish. Yeah, there you go. And that's how I always remember Scottish Download. It was like that 2-page spread of Slipknot in the paper.
We made a fucking wee mistake there, right? We made, it was me and Jeff Ellis and Andy Copping.
Yeah.
We made a slight error, miscalculation. We failed to realise that the schools were on when
this was happening.
Did factor this into our calculation.
Hey, okay.
That that it was midweek. The peak didn't really.
It was Wednesday, Thursday, wasn't it?
Midweek.
Yeah. Because what was it?
Fucking midweek. It was shite.
Like it was Metallica and Linkin Park, wasn't it?
Yeah, Metallica, Linkin Park. We had Iggy Pop as well. Did we not? I'm sure we did.
Yeah, she had Iggy Pop, Slipknot, Machine Head as well was on it, I'm sure.
Machine Head. I'm trying to think who else. It's fucking. The memory is gone. You try to blur it. But
that coronavirus, man.
Man, it was fucking 160 grand, man, back then. Just hit. I was only fool walking about laughing. Andy Coppin was really crying.
No cowboy hat that day, I take it.
Fucking no, I put a Harry Potter lightning mark on his forehead with an inky, because I always thought it looked like Harry Potter.
Because he was a cursed child that day.
Yeah, he was fucking cursed. He definitely was. Prisoner for Azkaban, Jeff Ellis. I mean, he was fucking like, oh, but we're hey.
Yeah, it's all good.
Arsehole.
Well, you've done that.
No, but it was great. I've done that, but then there was the successes. I did. As you said, we helped build Oasis up here, and I was part of the team that put on Loch Lomond.
Okay.
Didn't have
I didn't
a
know
show.
that. Yeah.
We built, did Balach, and still work with the boys. Leo Man, and don't know them as fucking best friends or anything, but you know them. They know you. It's great. But that was probably go down in history. That gig is one of the maddest mentalist overcapacity shows ever to have taken place in Scotland. The cat house. But what a riot! What a riot! Bringing them in by boats, and it was chaos. Even rained that day, all these people would have slipped down into the frigging loch. Everybody was totally fried egg, man. Mental. We did an event in a tent down in which was two things down at Irvine back then.
Right, okay.
And Bjork and Supergrass and stuff like that. And we, again, 2 nights of Oasis. But Christ, with the state of hostility in, that hotel at Irvine, hospitality in or something. Hostility in. Oh, fucking, we get chucked out. It's 4 a.m, getting chucked out the swimming pool and everything. It was a riot. So we've done all that, but all the manners of bands and music, put on over the years. Tons still do.
But it's not even like just older stuff.
And I like being. I'm friends with bands. That's a lot of promoters will do it just so they can say they did them. I
don't know how many other promoters. Yeah, I don't know how many other promoters in Glasgow are getting called the Scottish Rabbi by Scott Ian. Do you know what I mean? And that's just reserved for you.
It costs me a lot more than that, by the way.
Does it?
Yeah, Scott and I go back a long way. No, great guys, Anthrax, great. Same with Jacobic, Papa Roach, Queens of the Stone Age, and he was death metal. Well, pals, as we know, and good friends. And equally fun-loving criminals. Just some of the ones, Machine Head. You mentioned them. It's been annoying losing some of these acts because, over the years, some of the bigger names, like Slipknot, to some of the bigger promoters, because you get to know these people.
And they just kind of
but it's not their fault. Management do deals, Live Nation,
of course,
control the world.
I think it's all coming back to bite Live Nation now, though. I don't know if you've seen all the problems with Live Nation.
Back to everything's coming back to bite. Not just Live Nation, no AEG. They are. Christ, I mean, if I'm losing money, if we're all getting fucked, you're getting fucked for millions and millions and millions. But they're still in control. Never forget that. But I'm a fucking independent. Fucking yes.
It's like, that's what you're saying. It's like not even just all the older bands, though, because I've seen you do shows like Fall Out Boy. You've done Tool. You've done Don Brocco as well. You're still doing it now.
Yeah.
The kind of hotter bands right now.
I still do it. I know. Maybe I needed a wee rest.
Give the heart a wee break.
I needed a wee break. Yeah. No, but as I say, go back. My whole life has been live music and I suppose live music in clubs. It was live music first, then it's clubs, and so bring live music into the mix.
Into the clubs.
Yeah, into the clubs, of course, and then as the old, try and get some of these bands to do things for the charity, and most of them do it. Give something back, as I always believe. It's like the Cat House, and I suppose the Garage, to a lesser extent, but still there. They're a family. Yeah. They're music lovers. It's definitely the Cat House, without a doubt. I agree. I really miss everybody. That's the point. I suppose the main point of this for me is I miss it. I hope that, they miss me. But the thing is, think we all miss this not the normality we knew as the weekends. And it's as the nights start getting darker, as you roll towards the cat house, it's 30th, and we're still no fucking open.
Yeah.
It's going to be painful. It is painful, and
the birthdays always feel like such an event because you've had like I remember the first year I started working for you in Catty, we had Blackstone Cherry come in for the birthday. And then we had Anthrax.
Yes, I had them down there. We had Anthrax.
Yep.
Came in for the birthday.
Remember you had Tesseract one year as well come in. That was the first. That was one of the first times I ever went to Catty. So the Catty birthday is always a thing. It's a big event.
I had Devin Townsend lined up this year.
Oh really?
So that would have been a good laugh. And he was going to cover, and he was going to do covers. So and then I was trying to get.
No, why have you said that? That'd have been amazing.
No, it's right. What a bastard! Then Eagles of Death Metal. They were looking at coming in at them sort of
sniffing about
50-50.
Yeah.
So it was going to be a belter.
That's so gutting. I'm raging.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. It does save me $10,000 a pop, right enough, but you know. That's just a fee, but it's fucked up a lot of things. This,
of course it has,
and it's going to take a long time for a lot of these acts to come back into the country, because now it's a worldwide, it's global, and they live in fear. They don't want to catch it. You can't book a tour because you don't know if that country could be in lockdown right now, and you're trying to. So the promoter's saying Croatia or Germany are going, we don't know. That was my terrible German accent.
I figured
I better not do it anymore, so I'll start miming Basil Fawlty style.
I was going to actually ask your opinion on that, because there is a lot of bands who are booking tours now. I've seen Catty announced a couple of gigs. There's like Shadow of Intent and stuff like that, and bands like Creeper announcing full tours. Like, do you think it's a bit eager to be announcing tours right now, or do you think people should be holding off?
There's bands I'm getting asked for. I can't say at the moment, but I've got dates held for bands, right? But even the agents themselves are looking, going, just can you hold this tentatively? I'm saying, well, I've got Lagwag, and I'm looking at bringing them over for the first time in 20 odd years. But that'd be good. And you're looking at Vila from him.
Right, okay. Oh, well, he's doing solo stuff now, isn't he?
Rasmus, but we talk about it, we put offers in, and I've got good enough relations with the agents. They just say, look, there's no point putting this on sale. But I think the only one that I'm actually part of that's actually on sale, but a totally different audience for the sort of cat house, is Echo and the Bunnymen.
Right, okay.
Sold the one bar lands out, nearly sold the second one out. Older crowd, different audience.
Yeah.
But proof yet again, and that'd be next May. Proof yet again that people want to go and see live music.
Yeah. I'm sure
they've went and bought tickets. But the thing is, you put a show on sale, you're also carrying the risk that you're paying a deposit.
Yeah.
You're
not getting back. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's you got to get the contracts, but be careful. Somebody I definitely want to see back, and who we're looking forward to is Bams Courtney. He's my pal.
Okay.
Brilliant. I fucking love that guy. He's probably the most dynamic live entertainer I've seen in years.
Oh, really? I have to check it out.
Check his show out. I mean, he's full on, and it's been good to see. He started in America. It's quite big, but he started making it over here.
Okay.
Started off. I think I put him in the Hugging Pint. He was doing 30 people. So now, I think we sold out the garage Breeze the last time, and I think he's just SWG3 possibly Badlands. So
just just kind of keeps growing.
Yeah, Bam's first album, Attractions of Youth, fucking cracking. Just cool. Great song.
I'll write that down and check it out.
There you go. You'll probably hate it.
Yeah, you know me. So obviously you've booked all these bands. Is there is there ever one band that's just kind of sitting there that you've never quite been able to get? You're like, that's who I want.
Yeah, David Bowie was that one.
Really?
I always wanted it. I'm a big, massive Bowie fan. I always wanted that, but stupid bastard went and died.
Just couldn't get it.
Shame, Couldn't
like,
get
was Prince
it,
not enough? Nah, just David Bowie instead.
Just hang on a bit. Well, look at him. I wanted him back. better quick while I'm ahead here. At the moment, I've done many acts. That's a one that I would love to do. At the moment, not really.
Okay.
Not really. The ones that I do, I love it. I can't think. Oh, I wish I'd got there. Maybe the Arctic Monkeys is an act that I would have loved to put on at one point. But I think when you look at emo, fucking done Fall Out Boy.
Yeah.
Big.
Yeah.
A lot of big acts.
He's done huge bands.
So, have you anybody that you would like to do?
That I've not seen in Glasgow?
Yeah.
For me, it was always Tool was the big one. I seen them at Download last year, but they've not played.
To promote them.
Yeah. They're one I've never seen in Glasgow. I think the last time they played here was 2005. So they're a big one. And there's
So what else is there?
Right, so I've got just a couple more things. Obviously, you mentioned Jeff Ellis earlier. There's no tea in the park. What's your kind of opinions on Transmit? I know it's kind of people are somewhat split on it. Do you think it's working? Do you think it's...
No, it's no work this year, eh?
Well, obviously not, no.
Listen, the guy took a gamble.
Yeah.
I mean, I sat with... I know Jeff very well now, and I would say he's a friend, and it used to be a rival when it's a friend. And I remember sitting, he was really upset, broken about the whole Tea in the Park thing. It was sad. And I sat with him in London. I sat with him for a good 6 hours.
Oh wow!
Which is hard work. It burst. And, but talking about tea, and he's still maybe thinking they can bring it back. But then he started mentioning Transmit. This idea that what about show? Now I was actually saying, look, Jeff, for your mental health, maybe you should just fucking have a wee break, and just
take some time away from it.
But give him credit. But he went and did it. He stuck his neck out. He was absolutely shitting himself during the first year. I was a bit pissed off he didn't ask me. Once I realised it was a success and how well it done, I was a bit pissed off he didn't ask me after having listened to 6 hours of shite if I wanted to be a partner. But with these things. But I thought it was good. I thought it was good to see, and I thought he'll always Ben will always get the flack from somebody. But also get the praise, give the credit where it's due. Always give credit where it's due. I believe in that. And credit where it's due with that. When he brought bands, spent fortunes, took a risk, it paid off, but also made the clubs busy that night. The Glasgow benefited, and even more so the following year, and we were all set for this year. And what happened? So it was a benefit to the city.
Mm-hmm.
It was well run, well managed. I mean, I thought, some of the acts, I think, Ryan Pish, George Ezra, but it wasn't diverse enough, all that, just bullshit, The guy's got a job selling tickets and selling them, and that's what they do. So, no, credit was due. It's off. It's gone. Hopefully it'll come back next year. Hopefully all the things come back next year.
Yeah, there's Transmit and there's the summer sessions as well. Because they had the Green Day book this year, wasn't it? It was Green Day, Fall Out Boy, and Weezer.
Green Day, they must fucking hate Glasgow now, eh?
That's two in a row they've built.
I fucking belt it on, no. Are you sure we're playing? Are you sure? No, well, I'm right. So they fucking, we're not going. They should actually say they're playing in Edinburgh and just sneak over to Glasgow. What a shame. But and also you've got the bandstand as well. The bandstand people, great wee collection, eclectic mix of bands over. It's built up. When you look at it on paper, Glasgow is the city of music, and UNESCO it justifies that tag.
Definitely. Just like,
it really
just
does.
like how many venues we have. Venues on almost every street
How
corner.
many are going to survive this, though, is the difference. And indeed, are the government going to allow us to survive it? I think that's the thing here.
Because obviously they're floating this big grant that they gave, but that's all went to theatres and things that are already protected. It's not
1.3 million went to the Tron Theatre. The Tron Theatre is 240 capacity, right? Smaller than the main room of the Cat House.
Yeah.
The Cat House has received the sum fucking total of the inside of a Pullman. Fuck all, right?
Yeah.
It might get some money through the Music Venue Trust.
Yeah.
But no matter, you're talking 5,000, maybe 6,000, maybe 10,000. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not 1.3 million pounds. I mean, how can they spend that? How many people did they employ? Are they giving everybody that came in to watch a show there some fucking money? I mean, it's a joke.
It is. No, it is.
Definitely.
Also, I've got a lot of not even just like people like yourself, like business owners and stuff, like even like the light techs, the sound techs.
Oh, this is it. No, I should go on.
It's not even funneling down to them.
Well, the thing is that been busy, and that's been recognised. A big failing. There's a lot of venues have fallen through the cracks that didn't qualify for rates, rebates, didn't qualify for loans, and there's been that. But you're nothing, as I said before. You're nothing. Bands are nothing without a rehearsal room. They're nothing without a gig. But equally, venues are nothing without techs. Bands are nothing without techs. Without crew, without your crew, techs, catering. There's all these companies that are all relying on the industry, the sector. Take them away, fuck all. Nobody wants to lift their own arms, and Biggsy and Darius will never fucking do that, right? So at the end of the day, what we need, they need to be support. So there has been a group put together, of which I'm part of, and it's the Scottish Commercial Music Industry Task Force, and that is one, and they've been lobbying government and making some headway, I should say, with it, to sort of costed it up so that people in the subsectors, like producers, sound engineers, can maybe make an application for a grant.
So they can. That's getting I don't know if have you seen the grant papers at all? There are 27 pages to apply for a grant right now.
Not this one.
This one.
This will be expedient. Expediency has been the thing to make it simple, because the government have got this money and they want to get rid of it, and they need to get rid of it fast. A normal Creative Scotland grant, forget it. Yeah. Forget it. You know, if you're putting in for Christmas, you're well putting in for fucking next Christmas by the time they get through it. Yeah. But these ones, what we're looking for is expediency. Much the same way as the Music Venue Trust money, the grassroots music venues we're looking at. So hopefully we're some way down the road with that one, and it's been looked on favourably by Fiona Hislop, Culture Secretary. So hopefully there'll be some news of that in the next couple of weeks.
Hopefully, man, that'd be great.
We've got some money and and
some support.
These people, yes, look, they need help. You cannot morally shut down people and expect compliance if you're not going to fucking help them. Yeah, because it's not even like really, they're not giving you the opportunity to open these places safely. Because obviously you care about your staff, you care about the punters, you want to keep. Well, that's it. There's only so long you can put up with this, you know, and indeed, if money, then you're having to get rid of people, lay them off, and you. Why should that be your? Fucking government should support you. Yeah, they're morally right, and if they don't, they can fucking fuck off getting my vote next time. You know, I think I'll get a wee bit more better, a wee bit more divisive, but maybe government will wake up and say, look, we need to do more, not less. You can't just give them a wee bit of the dripping. Yeah. You know, fucking start talking 1.3 million because the Tron is regarded as a cultural fucking theatre. Yeah. Garage has done, Cat House has done more than any of these fucking theatres over the years. I'd say most of them. Yeah. These places are around every weekend, you know? All these theatres are getting money. The one that isn't, the Pavilion.
Oh, really? I did
Because
not know
it's
the
a
pavilion was being
body,
left behind.
fucking, no, it's a vaudeville music hall type of place.
Yeah.
It's not elitist. It's
No,
for the people,
the
for our
pavilion was brilliant.
people. Guys, again, fuck all, no money. It's wrong.
It's wrong. Agreed.
Hopefully that'll all change, mate.
Yeah, it's like what we're saying. Like, these places need the money, and at no point are you trying to jeopardize the safety or the health of any of the employees or any of the punters that will be coming in. These things can be done. Well, if you're saying these things can be done safely, because obviously they can. The pubs are functioning fine until now. They can't play music, can't play the tellies.
Well, I've just thought of a band that I'd like to do.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, I have, you know, and because I know him, and I've met him a couple of times, and he's, you know, part of it, and it's the Foo Fighters. I'd love to fucking put them on. I'd love to promote them. Because I think they're a fucking great band.
Yeah.
But there's one.
They would be great. I feel like, I don't know what is. There must be a nightmare to book, because Download have never booked them either. Do you know?
Oh, what the thing?
Never done Download.
Well, yeah, I mean, they also make more money doing their own stadium things as well. Yeah. So the guy's busy, but you know,
he's in about a million bands as well.
He's fucking great. He's a good laugh, but what a musician. And he's down to earth, you know. When I've met him, he's really down to earth, and which is good, because he's part of the whole fucking Joshua, you know, the Queens of the Stone Age, Kaya slot, you know. And they're all decent guys, you know. They're all fucking amen. But, you know, I love them all, you know, just because they're just so down to earth.
Yeah.
Just fucking.
You can't buy that, do you know what I mean? Like, you either have that or you don't. And that's something that they've, no matter how big they get, something they've kept the whole time.
They're always semi-stoned. That's great. Anyway,
just to close up.
Yeah.
I was to say, also we spoke about coronavirus. It's been awful. How long do you think it's going to be to recover from all of this, if we ever do?
Right, we've got to always look on the bright side of life.
Not even just financially, just like in general.
No, but first of all, there's got to be moves to get confidence back out there. You've got to get people on the trains, people on the buses, people on the school, you know, so hopefully that starts to happen. I'm not seeing good signals with that, right?
Yeah. As long as it gets safer, then these things.
This is August, so maybe by October, November, people will start doing it. If there's no second spike, that's a big fear of October, November through the winter, then there's no damn justification for keeping us there. And they need to get, the retail sector will fall apart unless you get people out into the shops.
Yeah.
You know, you can't get everything online, or maybe that's what will happen. But we are looking, I think, February, for some sort of normality, signs of it, February, March next year.
Right, okay.
I would like to be open, don't get me wrong here, before then, but I can't see how, as long as social distancing it remains in place, that is the killer for clubs and pubs.
Yeah, there's no way to have people
It's what stops us from opening, social distancing. I would like to see them bring it in, reduce capacities. Okay, Cat House 900 capacity, make it 450.
Right,
you know, Cigaris 2000, make it 1,000. But to try that, and as long as they don't, and we live in fear, we'll never get there. But I do believe that.
Do you believe these things can be done safely? Like, you can open these clubs, like you're saying, like a reduced capacity, and they can be done safely?
Fuck it. Listen there, you know, joking apart, we've got to get over this. The bottom line is, coronavirus is a flu-like bug. It's deadlier, but it looks as if it's mutated. It looks as if it's weakened. It's running its course. People are getting it, but it's not killing them. As long as that stays the case, and I hope it does, then all these rules and measures and things will be temporary, but they have to be. If they don't, then oh god, I fear for the kids, young bands just now, that they never get the experience that I had and others like me had.
Yeah,
man, the Cat House has got to come fucking roaring back. Come on, it fucks you.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, we are immune.
Did you already have kind of things in place for how you're going to come back? Like any kind of big events you are planning?
Well, that's the thing. You can't fucking book in. I think it'll be an event in itself, being able
Of
to
course, it will
open,
be. Yeah.
and being able to celebrate our 30th birthday, and then the next day do our 31st would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah. 32nd, maybe. Who fucking knows?
Well, maybe roll the fact that just that'll be an event itself to get open.
Yeah.
And open without fear of further lockdown. You know, that's really without social distancing. So yeah, next year's a year of recovery, I think.
Yeah, almost.
But the sooner the better.
No, I get you, man. Like, it's just it's hard. No one really knows what's happening. It's so all up in the air. Like I said, the government aren't helping. You just want to keep people safe while reopening.
Well, it depends what viewpoint you take. You know,
yeah.
The government have got an invidious position. It's a horrible place to be for them.
Yeah.
But I think they've fallen off they've tipped the balance now, where it's not so much about, it's not about saving the NHS anymore.
They took that out of the slogan pretty early on, yeah.
Yeah, because the hospitals are empty. And so what is it? Is it to beat the virus? Is it to? You can't destroy a thing like that without vaccines. Black plague's still fucking there, in some places.
Same as influenza, it's still not away.
So hopefully that's the case, and then we can move on, and it'll be something else to fucking worry about, aliens or something like that.
I was like, what's next, man? It must be aliens. You know what I mean?
Well, you've got one. It's called Donald Trump, and he's going for a second term. So
true. There we go. That's the
real
alien.
Brexit as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on, man. I really appreciate it.
Pleasure, man. Pleasure.
I'm good to talk to you. Hopefully, I'll see you soon.
Get back to work, you bastard.
Thank you so much for coming on, man. See you later, man.